welcome to Centurion's Corner, and today we are reviewing from Star Wars The Black Series and The Mandalorian, Axe Woves. So this guy only kind of just slightly appeared. He was next to Coaster and Bo-Katan when we were in that first part where he was first introduced to Bo-Katan. He was just kind of there in the background and then he never appeared back again. But yeah, I've been anticipating for this figure. Really cool. Looks really nice, to be honest, with a removable helmet. And also we have the Death Watch Trooper as well. So I'm hoping the same sort of body, although I do see some sort of differences here. So we will do a comparison as we go through the review. So yeah, looking pretty cool. Still got the open window. I think this is the last wave now. That's with that there. With the traditional orange and sort of like burnt gold look of the Mandalorian on the side. We've got Axe Woves on the side here. On the back as well. He's number 25. 25 figures in the Mandalorian wave. It's mental. And then up here we've got his slight little bio. So I guess without further ado, let's crack this bad boy open. So here he is in his blister pack. Obviously no hidden accessories there. We've just got the helmet, the jetpack, and he's got a little small blaster there. No sort of like Mandalorian, sort of like a rifle blaster, unfortunately. But we get him out for our first impressions. And yeah, I really like that face sculpt actually. It's really cool. Really looks like sort of like the actor that played him, but it's also a kind of like a cool ragmatag kind of guy. So we're going to go away, put him through his poses, and we'll see you. Away, we're putting through his poses, and what can I say about this figure? Well, straight away, there's nothing really bad to say about it because it is on the Death Watch body. There's a few little subtle differences that break him away from it, but not a lot. But again, it's kind of nice to have those kind of reminiscence, and that's kind of what he looks like. I haven't digressed off to have a look at Axe's armour to see how sort of like accurate it is in any particular way, so I haven't gone off and done that yet. But the actual figure itself is fantastic. I do think it does need an upgrade in certain areas anyway. But it comes with a few accessories. It comes with his backpack, comes with his helmet, and it also comes with his Mandalorian blaster, which is done, and it's done in the traditional way, apart from its gunmetal there, and we have a silver underneath, which is pretty cool. Taking that off, it actually fits in his gun trigger finger. He hasn't got one on this side, but you can actually slide that in to his little holster that he holds on the side there, which is pretty cool. He's got a backpack, obviously done in the blue and the silvers, very much the same as the arse as well. These parts down here are movable, so if you want to change his thruster around, it's actually movable about. And that's done on the peg system that fits in the back, and it's a nice secured peg system as well. It doesn't fall out as half as Boba Fett's and stuff like that, so it's all good in the hood. We'll take that off so it doesn't fall through as we go through the review. And then he has his removable helmet. Unfortunately with the helmet, it just keeps wanting to go to this pinch position, so I think when we go to this cardboard kind of boxes in the end, we might get away from these sort of pinched helmets in, because those blister packs really hold it in its place, to be honest. It's quite loose fitting onto the actual head itself. It doesn't feel like really secure in place, and you feel like you have to sort of adjacent it to when you do a pose. You feel like you have to sort of place it a little bit more onto him in that position. But looking at the details, you've got all the scuffs, nice black gloss on the actual visor as well, but not a lot of weathering at all on the top of the helmet, apart from just the dents on the sort of like the white circle that we have around on here. No weathering at all around on the back either. And then his rangefinder comes down. With the helmet, there is no hinderment to the actual articulation at all, which is pretty good. So taking it off, we can go through his articulation. So you can turn left, you can turn right, you can look down, and you can look up. But he's got this lovely neck movement that looks lower neck, and he's also got the wobble as well. So he's got loads of neck movement around there, and he can also do a nice flying pose as well, if you so wish. Arm can rotate all the way around, but it's obviously hindered by his shoulder belt. It can come up this far. It's got a butterfly joint that's inside there, which is really nice. We've got full rotation at the elbow, and it's on a 90-degree bend. Rotation at the gauntlet, rotation at the wrist as well, and it's also on the hinge. At the diaphragm, you can turn left, you can turn right, you can sort of crunch down this back and more backwards. Leg-wise, forward, back, outwards, should I say, forwards, back, and then we've got upper thigh rotation. We have a knee rotation, and it's on a single hinge on there as well. There's no boot swivel, but we have the rocker and a pivot at the ankle. So all in all, again, sort of traditional sort of Black Series kind of articulation there, and no means any different to the Death Watch one, which actually appeared in the top 10. So a fantastic sculpt, a fantastic body on this one. With that, the sculpt with the face on here, get into view, it's actually a really nice sort of likeness to the likeness of the actual actor itself. We've got the 5 o'clock shadow going around on there, a couple sort of like scarring and stuff with a nice bit of hair sculpted well. Looking down at the body, it is literally just the Death Watch on here. So we've got some extra scuffs. We've got the sort of gunmetal kind of armour around in here on the flat jacket, around on the back as well. More kind of that. And this part is the only difference that we have to the Death Watch, which will bring this one in. So he's got quite a thin belt on here. And this one's got the kind of bib part that comes down, a bit like what the Mandalorian had on there. But again, you can see that they're all different belts, but it's actually got that kind of extra padding to what this guy has, and this one hasn't got it. So I kind of like it. It's that extra armor part here. I do think this one always looks a little bit naked. I think he misses that kind of like crotch armor that Boba Fett has, to be honest with you. And then going down to the legs, exactly the same, and nice gunmetal on those. And then we've got that nice vibrant blue, and then his boots are completely black as well. So all these little parts up here are not painted, unfortunately, and the darts and all those parts. His hands as well are completely black, so I don't know if they're supposed to sort of like painted the actual kind of like hand armor on there, or he's supposed to just have black gloves. So I kind of wish that they just kind of gave him different hands rather than just painting that all black. But again, as I said, I haven't really looked at his armor to compare to how he looked on the actual episode itself. But all in all, it's not a too bad figure. Really enjoyed it. I think it's a really good one, and another one to add to those shelves. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So we can actually put him side by side with the Death Watch one on here. So don't forget, this one has been upgraded slightly, and so is this Mandalorian, which is from the first season on there. And quite a nice sort of size comparison across there. The helmet just looks slightly off when you compare it to this guy. Just putting it to the front, it feels very slim, so it does need sort of widening out. It's just that pinch part on there, I just think. But hopefully I can do something along with that in the upgrade video. So taking these ones away, we can actually bring in his crew as well. So we've got Koska Reeves, and then obviously we've got Bo-Katan. So these guys are really finishing it off, and this guy just generally needs that kind of black wash over him as well. So thank you so much for joining me on this one. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this guy. Are you going to go out there and pick him up, or is he too much like the Death Watch, or do you think he's just a character to be missed? Let me know in the comments down below. You can subscribe, ding the bell, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.